Here's an AFN News Update for you. I'm Bronson Woodruff. The Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to halt a ruling. This ruling orders the admin to rehire thousands of federal workers who were let go in mass firings across several agencies. In an emergency appeal filed today, the Republican administration argued that the ruling should be put on hold because the judge did not have the authority to order some 16,000 probationary employees be hired back. U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon said Columbia University is on the right track toward getting federal funding back after it agreed to implement a host of policy changes that the Trump administration demanded. McMahon went on CNN over the weekend, saying there were, quote, great conversations with Columbia's interim president, Katrina Armstrong. McMahon said, quote, she said she knew that this was her responsibility to make sure that children on her campus were safe. She wanted to make sure there was no discrimination of any kind. She wanted to address any systemic issues that were identified relative to the anti-Semitism on campus. Venezuela will once again accept repatriation flights from the United States carrying its deported nationals after reaching an agreement with the U.S. A Venezuelan official said this on social media Saturday. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro suspended flights on March 8th after the U.S. Treasury Department announced Chevron's license to export Venezuelan oil was getting withdrawn. Venezuela accepted the deal to guarantee, quote, the return of our compatriots to their nation with the safeguard of their human rights. New Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and his conservative opponent said U.S. President Trump must respect Canada's sovereignty. This as they kicked off their election campaigns Sunday against the backdrop of a trade war and annexation threats from Trump. Carney announced that there will be a 5-week election campaign before the vote on April 28th. Carney said, quote, we're facing the most significant crisis of our lifetimes because of President Trump's unjustified trade actions and his threats to our sovereignty, end quote. We're told the governing liberals had appeared to be on their way to an historic election defeat this year until President Trump declared a trade war. Trump has repeatedly said that Canada should become the 51st U.S. state, and he acknowledged Friday that he has upended Canadian politics. That's all for this AFN News Update. You can find more on these stories as well as more news from a Christian perspective on our website, afn.net. Thank you for watching. I'm Bronson Woodruff.